I gotta stop napping, man. Jesus. Oh, man. Need to go a little later tonight, at least. Get off my phone. Yeah. Stop napping. I'm just getting worse sleep or something. My allergies have been going, that does. Anyways. Did watch what's Armored Core 6? Yep. Armored Core 6 Fox. What a game. Alright, well, we're back on Iwahime. My stream's up without tired. Watch a YouTube video, it's like, I need like a mod to skip it. Anyway. Yeah, back on Iwahime. This video has been interesting. I think this VN, when you're playing it, makes you think of all these like possibilities, like deconstruction of like the romance genre, or something more surreal with dream worlds intersecting with reality and more people's imaginations or something like that. Obviously just it's how it's kind of the format of it, where it kind of keeps restarting. It's not really loopy or something like it kind of is. It's funny, it's like kinetic, but it feels like at times it should be like a choice one. But I guess that's what makes it unique, is that it's kinetic, but it has like little routes like it's not almost. Yeah, so, but really at the end of the day, none of that feels like it's cohesive enough or focused on enough to really be the goal. It just kind of does it off of those things to make you think. You should have some grand plan there. I'll make some coffee. But, at least things are happening. I expected going into this that it would be... Or is it? Yeah, no, dude. This is Mutsu, bro. Suzumutsu. We're getting the air twist, air treatment. I've never read it. I've watched it. Some shit where they go. It's like there's so many things that do that. It's like there's some event that happened in feudal Japan thousands of years ago that has something to do with your modern story. I'm like, alright, dog. Which shows kind of what I was leading into, is this feels like it tries to bait and switch you like a little bit, like, oh, he's actually God, Jesus, but no, maybe he's actually corrupted, or maybe, you know, we're not sure, but I'm like kind of hoping it doesn't just end up being like some mean Japanese god on a mountain cursed some old villagers, and now a bunch of waifus in the year of the Lord are being haunted or cursed or by the soot or whatever the fuck. into some kind of like corrupted harem. And we've got to go talk to the Shrine Maiden girl who's actually either possessed by the old Shrine Maiden that's gonna get fucked over here, or there was some romance interest, forbidden romance thing, or maybe she's like the descendant, or maybe she's somehow the same one. I don't know. But that sounds super generic, because I feel like I've seen it a million times across different shit. So hopefully it's like that. Yeah, I agree with you there. Because I did say yesterday at times it doesn't feel like it doesn't feel like Ryukishi. I mean, part of it is that I'm used to him having control over like sound effects and Dai being there. That helps a lot, but a lot of it is also just like his prose. But the thing is, like, other than Higanbana, he tends to write pretty long form shit, and he doesn't write romance as hard. I mean, technically Mineko has big elements of romance, and there's a bit in like RGD, but it's just lightly there. But like something where it's like, yeah, 1 to 2 hours on each chick, which is not a lot in a VN, right? Yeah, exactly. That's kind of why I kept bringing up like the deconstruction. It's like this guy's almost so generic, perfect Chad, that it almost feels like it's taken the piss. Like it's is aware of it, but I don't know if that's actually the case. So yeah. I think for a VN, I mean, you can have a short VN that's really cohesive and tight, but you know, VNs are like a stage play, right? There's usually not like third-party narration. It's all dialogue and perspectives and stuff, and characters are usually a huge deal. So it's like slower in general. Yeah, I mean, usually just to go through, right? It's not like a movie where you can fit a lot on the screen at once. It's like I have to read every line, and 1 to 2 hours for an entire romance. Also, you're supposed to be building up the main character and the setting, the main thrust of the plot. You're supposed to set up intrigue, and then you're also supposed to set up each individual chick. That's not a lot of time without some really expert writing, and I don't think it hits that. The repetition of it, because it is just these like little episodes, it feels like, I don't think helped too much. It's not completely fucked. It's in ways better than I thought it would be, but also about what I thought it would be. Better in the sense that at least events are happening. It's not just like a mindless 20 hours of like dull bullshit that occasionally has like a spooky ghost pop up or some shit. But it's still as weak as maybe I thought, in that it's not super expertly well done. Yeah. I don't know. That's where I'm at right now with it. I think I was just expecting one of those VNs that's just kind of boring, right? Like really, like pussy, like imagery, and scares and stuff like that. Not really anything like really super horrifying. A lot of like, oh, the 7 mysteries of school with the yokai, and there's maybe the hair girl, and it's not really scary or even trying to be like chewing on anything a little harder. It's just kind of, you know, and then yeah, just like maybe a lot of slow pacing and slice of life that doesn't fit quite right. I wasn't expecting anything super specific, I guess, but that was just kind of like the vibe I think I was probably thinking, because I've just read a lot of like really dull shit like that. fall back into that kind of stuff, especially a lot of J-horror. The ends. But, or not just J-horror VNs, but a lot in general do that. Games and shit like that. The high school with the spooky ghost and the mystery girl, the mysteries of the school, and blah 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 blah, all that kind of crap. So. Yeah, I guess when it comes from Ryukishi, you know, that's the vibe I got from like the front end, but the Ryukishi parts, I mean, yeah, I would expect, especially with off the very cuff of this, where she was sucking on that dude's toes. I was expecting a lot more bullying. The second chick has like the family dynamic thing going on. Her mom's lazy. So like they're there, but maybe it's just because he doesn't have time, but it's not like a huge focus. Unless the back half of this is like about wrapping up those plot threads. Thing is, they're not very strong, so they're not interesting to wrap up. Much more focused on the interpersonal or like romance shit. Yeah, it's not post World War II either. I would say this is more horror than I expected. And if you were to say, well, Jesus, there's barely any horror and all, I'm like, yeah, I didn't expect almost anything. Right? I was expecting hair and the 7 mysteries of the school kind of shit, or some yokai rolling around, and it still might be some of that, but there's been some imagery, and I mean, you know, Rikishi likes to torture people when he does these like make-believe imagination scenes, or you know, something to do with turning people into like animals or into weird shit. Like the rabbit bit Higginbana, or the bug part Nimineko with one of the witches, and there's shit I guess like the caterpillar bits. And this one's definitely got more gratuitous violence and moments like that, but it doesn't have any tension build up. It's just kind of like all of a sudden there's like horror scenes and then it's back to normal. And you're supposed to be thinking about that stuff while the normal shit's happening, but it doesn't. My thing is like it doesn't have this like surreal atmosphere to it or style or vibe that permeates everything. It's very just like, oh, the horror's happening. Oh, it's generic slice of life with like no different. And then, oh, the horror's happening. And, you know, I think the best chapter so far is the one where she was imagining the doppelganger, because it kind of had a little Luther character in it. It seeped into a little bit more of the chapter than, like, say, the Alice one, which was very like, all of a sudden he just went to bed and then he was getting porked by the caterpillar. I like the Adult Girls chapter, the body dysmorphia and commentary on adult culture could have been cool and a longer story. Yeah, for sure. I think there was something to chew on there and it built her character a bit. I think her being kind of like, you know, it was like a different take on idol stuff. Like, obviously, there's so many things that kind of break into idol commentary, but this one was more like a child idol becoming like a teenager and having a dysmorphia about having like, you know, tits and ass and shit. And that was interesting. I was like, I thought that was, you know, something I could see somebody, you know, that traditionally maybe somebody would like, or something actually, you know, hating that kind of thing because of success, and then how that interplayed with like romance, where it's all like he's very manipulating and almost just wants somebody to recognize her current self, but she's not even willing to do it herself. Because the feeling of appreciation or validation or not a validation, but of attention from people for being the clean princess was like stronger. And it's like I thought for the length of that had something to say, was bizarre enough. You know, it was a cute little Tales from the Crypt episode, right? The Alice stuff was super boring, and then all of a sudden it's like hyper violence, and it happens like 3 times. Obviously, the beginning's kind of whatever. It's interesting because it's just so disjointed. Things are just starting and stopping and starting and stopping, and I think that's by design. It doesn't make a show of like some kind of loop being reset or you going on a route and hitting an ending, right? It's all kinetic, so it makes it very odd. And then also the Alice route doesn't really progress the main story at all. It's just for her. Like, I mean, the antler freak thing pops up, but there's not really much else going on. And then the newest chapter, I mean, the cat fight one. I mean, that's all focused on progressing shit. I don't think it did anything for that chick's character. The chick trying to be a traditional wife and super feminine just didn't ring anything. It felt more like a gimmick than it felt like an interesting thing to break down. And which would be fine. I mean, you know, like horror is always full of just like gimmicky characters that have no depth because they're just there to get killed or something. But this is trying to do like romance, and it's trying to do like, you know, psychological shit. So it's not like a slasher. Yeah, exactly. There's not build up of either some kind of atmosphere or the characters or anything, but it is hinging on that mattering a little bit, and we'll see by the end here. I imagine, knowing Ryukishi, it's gonna be like extremely melodramatic and character focused. Like, it could just be a VN that's about events and like the solving of the events, and there's just tension and imagery and spookiness, and I think that would still be a little fucked because, I mean, VNs are very character driven, but you know, that could still be really strong. And there's VNs with characters that are just kind of alright, you know. They're still good, but yeah, I won't be doing too much of this tonight. I meant to start way earlier, but I was napping too much, and I was watching Ripper play some Armored Core earlier, and was on my phone too much before that. And we'll be doing some Etrian Odyssey here in a couple hours. Go ahead and get started. Maybe we can get through most whatever this is. The deer, the antlers. I feel like they could just skip this and just put generic feudal Japan, like fucking hill god is angry, or mountain god is angry at you story, and then we just move on. Like, I feel like you already kind of know what's gonna happen here, but maybe Ryukishi's gonna surprise us. I would say Ryukishi tends to not be like, from what I've read of him, like super generic, but this is also not considered super good, so. And not that those things are like inherently bad either, right? Like some kind of ancient curse. Like, you can make that work. It's just like, for as short as this is, it's like, I feel like. And like the build up to this point with how disjointed it is, it's like, you know, kind of hoping for something more than just like ancient mountain god's curse or some shit, but.
仕方ないよ。手ぶらじゃか。みんなで散って、もうあらかた。それでも何か頑張ろう。
Mutsu. Thousand years. Hmm.
となると、ご神体はその山ということになるのよ。
この神社の裏手にある山が
She is the
そう
person
な
that
んでしょうか。
knows all of the things, it seems like, or knows some stuff. Are we about to get the exposition dump? I mean, they all croaked in the last one. Are they just like all of a sudden remember, or she just happens to want to tell them in this route?
その山は黒神家が所有してはいるけれど、六神彦の御のおわした聖なる山は郷土史の研究家たちが
ならこの神社は
もちろん一般公開はされてないから。でも研究の結果後で教えるけ。
I'll tell you later. I'll tell you later. I'll tell you later. Too early for love. Sorry, lady. I just remembers. I must keep training. I must keep training. Hey, brother, maybe you should pick up like a book or go talk to some people. I think punching a fucking tree is gonna help you get better with talking to people. But it's badass. Shows how stoic and how much control he has of his mind.
僕たちはそのご神体に向かってこの拝殿から拝むわけですね。
そういうこと。
先生は神社とか郷土
まあね、ちょっと縁があっていろいろと調べ。
縁って
Certain connection. She won't tell you.
話せばいい。鈴原君に。
普通ではとても
普通の人に。だからこの町の子なら小学
見つかればもっとも僕が逆に彼らの
Like, meat's back on the menu, boys.
落ち着いて。僕は野党じゃないよ。
それは
このようなところで何を。
どうか落とす。人を呼んでまいりました。
Baba sama.
それは助か。
足を
はい。
僕が助けるよ。おばあさん、そこにじっとしてて。大丈夫？
どうにもね。
腫れ上がってる。 無理に立とうとしないで。
The robust Mitsu. He's a robust specimen.
村は遠くないよ。
よろしいのです。
困った時は
私、鈴の目と申します。
ムツ。
Somebody's gonna have to invade the land for an emergency, or one of his boys already has.
大した名前じゃないんだ。6人目に生まれ。
ムツさん、感謝します。このご恩は忘れません。
Spark a love that would span a millennium. Whoa.
1000年。
The final doll.
小賢しや人にたちよ。なれど1000年の長。もう次はお前で小賢しき術も終わりを迎えるのだ。
私の苦しみ抜いた
哀れな女よ。
お前のイラ。
1000年をめぐり
この運命は。
これは1000年をよく耐え人鬼たちの人柱としての運命を全うしたお前への我からのささやかなねぎらいである。ざれごとどうせもう1000年を経て帰ってきた愛しあの男に。
鈴原先輩にスズムの恋ドロドロの鈴
Sexy.
私の中に
Look how he just writes it like jizz, but it's
お
man.
前が抱かぬならあ
I
れ
know
を抱
that's
き
the
たい
point, but it's
い
like,
くらで
the
も言
fucking
う
exact fucking sex lines here. This VN feels like it should have multiple H scenes in it. Not like it should have them, but like feels primed to be some porn VN.
うるさい。
Funny it's not.
あんたがいらないな。鈴原先輩。告って黒髪線みんなです鈴むを。そして
Every drop of soot? That's not how soot works, man. Come on. Translators are Ryukishi are getting lazy.
いっぱい
我はすでに十分にすすを蓄えお前がいらぬとこの者たちに
もしもし。
遅えよ。今どこに待たせんじゃねえよ。
すみません。
そんなこと聞いてねえよ。
それは
速攻来いよ。いつものカラオケ屋だからな。
けなげなことよ。もはやお前
It's the blessed bloodline or some shit.
ムツ様、なんとあのままくれていたらと思うとゾッとします。
ミコ様の役に立てて嬉しいよ。 村長たちは巫女様たちに雨乞いをしてもらえないかと。
この辺りは左でどこもだいぶひどいようですね。
雨か。さもなくば食べ物を降らしてくれると助かるんだけどね。
声が届けば必ず神は答えてくださる。私はババ様には到底及ばん。この鈴の目、ご恩返し。
それはありがたいな。ぜひどうか雨を。
私にできるのはですので、それを
口寄せ。
私たちに伝わる
すごいね。
どうでしょう。老女を背負
そうかな。
私にできることな、ムツ様のように上手にベッタを引く。
ムツの番だよ。頼む。
よし僕に任せて。
Oh, what was it, the whip?
よーしそれ。
さっき出っ張った側だったのが。
そうなれば。
ムツは昔からベッタがすっ
ほとんどビッチャしないもんな。
The master of betas.
力加減にコツがあるんだよ。むしろ少し軽い。
巫女様
巫女様もや。
私って
できるよ。鈴の目様にだって
まだ修行中の身。でも面白そう。
僕のベッタを貸せ。
ありがとうございます。わあ、これがベッタ。
Love to entertain yourself back in the day, bros. Everyone use discs that choose.
これで
そうどれでも好
力加減が肝心。
き。ベッタに当てるのだって。
では参り。いい感じにできました。巫女様
取れたら連続してやれるんだ。だからまた様はつけなく。
はい、ムツ様。鈴の目と。
そっちも様をやめてくれるなら。
はい、
だから
わかりました。
すごいね。僕なんか最初の頃は。
また行きます。
初心者。
またひっくり返っ。巫女様。ムツって実は
ムツ大人だしな。
ベッタってとっても面白いです。
I mean, it's got the horror face.
ムツ？
鈴の目勝負を申し込め。
望むとこ。あ、今のビッチャ。
力みすぎた。
All of a sudden, he's extremely competitive about throwing discs at shoes.
では今度は私。
巫女様。ムツも頑張れ。
あー今ビッチャ
ビッチャじゃないです。ビッチャじゃない。
ムツ。
さあ、あと
Is that his
1
big
枚。
difference? He's
これをひっくり返せば
a
子
bad
供たちの
sport.
大将ムツの誇りもこの。ムツ、一体いつから。
鈴の目貴 様
devilish.
やり込んでいるな。
答える必要はない。
All of a sudden, the personalities have swapped. Not swapped, revealed themselves.
完璧な力加減、完璧。
この状況でどうやら鈴の目ベッタ界に伝えられ。
何？
The Higurashi slice of life chapter here.
これぞ超絶究極非容疑。何？
この地ではその技をそう呼ぶか。だがそれを打ち負かす真の奥義。新進王究極絶対奥義。熱フライ。
Yeah, this is the Ryukishi shit. It's a Higurashi playtime arc here.
相打ち。
いや違うね。
いい
違うね。
え、違います
違うね。
子供たちに判定してもらいます。
僕だよね。見てたでしょ。
すごすぎて。
鈴の女神。
いいえ、6つだけがビッ。
鈴の女神。
違います、6つです。ビッチャビッチャビッチャ。いいえ、
そっちがビッチャだよ。
若い。
最近の若いもんは大。
Okay. I guess that's a quick way to do the romance build-up. The fucking crash course there. Damn, instantly. Did they have like a time limit on this, or did they hire Ryukishi for like 2 days to write this thing? He's like, best I can do is a childlike display of poor sportsmanship and an over-the-top taking the piss genie scene to make him get romantic. Yeah. All of a sudden now I mean, you know they're gonna get romantic. I mean, I guess you could just cut to the chase. But I'm probably supposed to feel something about it, you know?
Arigato, 僕も僕の場合は。
私の村ではまさかバッタの神の生まれ変わりとまで言われた私。
世の中って広いね。いろんな人がいるんだね。鈴の目が羨ましいよ。
でも最初の頃はババ様のような弱いになっても旅暮らしかと。荷物は重いですし、ババ様と二人きりの旅なら気も楽ですが、年の近
あずさみこは荷物も
裕福な方々ですと荷物も。やはり老婆と若い女だけの旅ではたまたま陸奥に助けてもらえた。
そうだね。この辺りは熊や
狼ならまだしも、
それは
陸奥みたいな人が荷物持ちも楽になるし。
いいね。
私も
いざやってみると。
相手次第 でしょ。気の合わない相手との旅は苦痛ですが、気の合う相手。
旅に戻ったら
きっと必ず。
戻ってもまた。
それが私たちを求める人々はあちこちにいます。
そうだよね。
だから旅に出てもいつの日にかムツが私と一緒に旅。
先生のね。
Jesus, did I miss a time skip? Christ almighty, man. They're fucking all in. Yeah, sorry. Love at first sight's a hell of a drag, or everybody's way too willing to dedicate their lives to something and then it'll fall through. And I guess it's happened to our guy a few times. Counting on her? Come on, you can't channel gods. Power of being a young feller and horny. Power that could defeat God.
わかりました。ただ私、この地を守るウブスな。
ということは六神様を。わしらはつまり雨を降らせても僕たちが六神様の心。
そうなります。でも皆様の敬う気持ちと本当に。
頼みますぞ、巫女様。
Old.
かしこまりました。
Yeah. The club themselves, they go out on like a couple like club activities, but I mean it's more of an excuse just to change the scenery and let like a small event happen. They don't really fuck around at all, they just kind of quick fundraiser, they go clean something, but those parts last for like a millisecond because it's in such a rush. Yeah. I mean, Higarashi's like grade schoolers or middle schoolers. Much as anything else. I guess maybe some high schoolers. I don't remember how old they're supposed to be. But still, yeah, I mean, they don't do much club shit at all in this. It feels like there's gonna be a lot of it because it's this usual setup for a slice of life show, but...
本当に静かに。
我こそはひれ伏すがよい。
おお、六神様。
Eyeball reveal.
我らは
我は雨を滑る神。雨の恵みをもた。雨雲は必ず恵みの雨は降る。
秋の
幾ばくかの実りをむく。それをよく蓄え。
しかし六神様、このままでは村秋まで待つことは我らに日々の。
お前たちは我をうや、その労をねぎらうことは。
何とぞ。
次の満月の晩より7日間、我が眷属の鹿たちを村に使わす。その肉を村人さすれば、秋の実りまで。
The golden deer. You're gonna eat that, dude? Seems kind of risky.
「神の鹿は我が肉を剥ぎ、それを煙でいぶして蓄えよ。需要に富し我が肉は一口で飢えを癒すであろう。
Something gonna happen, or they're gonna go kill more, or save more. You always gotta piss the god off.
そして我が金色の角、それにて食い伸ばし、秋の
The money, the corruption.
そんな昔話があったんですね。
Let me guess, you need more?
だからこの尊い神様の使いだからって。まあこの平成日本で鹿の肉なんて神社への通りの土産物屋さんに食べ物に神聖な鹿の名を冠す
飢饉を鹿の神
というのはすべて後世の人たちが都合よく再編集した作り話なの。
作り話。
そう。そもそもこの神社は祝い事なんてめでたい名前なんかじゃなかった。本当の名前は
呪いって
Oh,
人を呪うの。
it's not actually nice, right? It's curse, right?
そう外から人が来ることのない時代には江戸時代に街道が通ることになると前の呪い元神社の名前は似た字で縁起のいいこの頃に呪い元神社の由来についての物語、その結果が
改変ってことは
変えられている。飢饉が起こり神の鹿がやってこの後の物語がきれいに
つまり
そういうこと。
Bingo.
鹿がやってきて村人たちは無事に
I like how she's like, yeah, they just cut off the rest of the story. So he's
それ
like,
だけじゃ
they just cut off the rest of the story. She's like, oh yeah, bingo. That's so intelligent of you to sense out. She just said it very clearly.
お
ところでこの神社のご神体なんだけど神様のおわすなんだと思う？
想像も
答えから言う。
凡子。
平たく言えば大昔この村にあっそれが祝い
どうして
神社のパンフレットには
What is this Shintai?
神
Is
に
that
感謝して人々が奉納した
an object of prayer?
もっともらしいことが書かれているけど
Yeah, the exposition dumper.
普通に考えれば
Object or national is a physical embodiment of economy with the shrine has in the divine spirit. Okay. The shrine, that's what people come up and pray to and protect it and all that shit. Something physically for people to kind of put their attention towards.
戦前の郷土史収集家が研究していたの。神社の神主を代々務める黒髪家は白
この土地の演技
おそらく黒髪家にとっては自称研究家などという人間の好奇にさらされ、
何が
人間の欲とそれにそして
The golden antlers. Oh, the wealth. Emily's. He was busy. What else was he doing in 2016 and 2015? He had to whip this story up in a weekend.
「あの山にはまだまだ金の
あれだけのお山じゃ
でも
タタルなんぞ怖い。
そもそも
んだんだ旅の巫女が
Why did he have them sell the parts for money, man? Could have just been like, just eat the meat and the rest will goes the rest or something. I don't know.
?兄上様、
そうですとも。
そうはいかん。我らは互いを敬い、
なれど日照りでつらい。
なぜに我らのみが人間にほど
人間たちはよく我らを敬い、それに対し見返りがなくば神よの時代はすでに終わって久しい。しかし彼らの祖先は
しかしさようです。
話し合って決めた。
Fucking dude talking to each other.
我を筆頭に年長の者七、それで彼ら我の血肉は彼らのもの、我らへの敬いを
兄上様。
A grave miscalculation.
出産を間近にしている者もおろう。7人減ればその分多く食え。我らなきゃ
兄上誓って。
What the monkey noises? Can they get anything else, man? Motherfucking monkey freaking out, dude. I mean, come on, man. Somebody went out of their way, they're like, okay. The hunting, a very important moment where they betrayed the golden divine deer. They're hunting them all down. We're gonna make a noise for their death throw, and let me go download monkey.mp3, man.
なんと姉上様、この地を捨てましょう。しかし人の子が金を破った以上、さようです。
なりません。
姉上様、
彼らが金を破ったからといって我らは神代の時代より生きし、
しかしこれでは人の子を信じたあれは人の鬼。
我らは金を破らぬ。我らの誇りが
いたぞ。
囲め囲め。
バカな鹿どもじゃ。
わしらが踏み入れるのをいいことに。
一網打尽じゃぞ。
Extremely evil, laughably evil fucking humans here.
これだけいれば。
メスの毛並みもなかなかではないか。毛皮に傷をつけぬように。
Monkey noises. Kishi knows when humans are a blight.
我らはどうなっても構いません。お慈悲を賜まれれば。どうか。
ケンケンよく吠える鹿じゃ。
人に立ちめ。
こいつらの肉、あれだけのご利益があるんじゃ。
なめたらむ。
まずい。
殺す。これ以上。
早く。
姉上様。
わしらのすぐ近くにこんなお宝。
人間ども、人にどもめ。我こそは、我らこそはこの地のうぶすなこの恨み、我らは永遠に忘れることはなし。我らの怒りに恐れを。
やかましいし。
Yep, the classic story. You humans do some horrible shit, and then 1,000 years, they gotta condemn a bunch of innocent people to bullshit. They're angry. The wrath of the gods.
何かとてつも。
おーい、大変。何も呪いじゃ。みんな大変だ。巫女様、これはどういうことなんじゃ。やはりこれは六神様。
巫女様、巫女様。
わだですが。
この巣は人間の体も弱らせるみたいだ。
まさか。ババ様。
スースーだが何か。
ババ様。
ババ様はな。
これは紛れもなく。
わしらはどうなるんじゃ。死ぬんか。
ババ様がおっしゃるには、神の住まう禁足地を犯した者たちのそのすすは大地を覆い、土地を呪い、大きな災いを招いて村を
この村はどうなるんだ。
六神様の。
みんな落ち着いて。
Commotion.
どうか秘術。
博識なババ様なら村のために。
ババ様。
Disgusting humans. Begging for salvation.
スースーや
お頼み申す。
身から出たサビじゃ。神を恐れぬ呪い封じ。
本当です。
じゃあ法事すすの呪いを制すには。
じゃあ
すずや
ババ様。
That tone. That tone.
呪いのすすを村をすすの呪い神の怒りの代償として村が滅ばずとも。あんたらのその苦しみはそして神を恐れ。
伝えます、伝えます。ですからどうか
We
お
swear
助
we
けを。
shall. They don't.
あんた
読めますとも。
すすだきの秘術が。すず、お前は
喉を詰まら。
A puppet with its strings cut.
しっかり。
Why does she need to finish? It was obvious what she was gonna say. Like, seriously. Oh no, she couldn't dot her I's and cross her T's. I guess I don't understand what she was saying. She's saying get the fuck out of there.
これが村を救う。
村尾さん。
生贄を静まれ。生贄は誰でも。
Easy for him.
この儀式はそう急に命を呪いのすすのす。
生贄になった。
神の呪いを一瞬。ここにはすすを封じ。
でも
生贄が死ねばだから生贄は さすれば生まれくる悪、そして死ぬ前になんて皆の者よ、子々孫々まで。
Better have the new person do it.
みんな、各家の長たちは生贄を。呪い。
そう。それでこの土地の名前が、さっき鹿は神聖視されているから、本当は神聖視、鹿の肉を食べたら、それが長いすすだの地名からも呪い元神社の名も過去を語り継ぐ。でも神の怒りは邪法によって封じた呪い。
まさか
そういうこと。それを受け継ぐ末裔の一人が。
She's a slit woman? Oh.
本家じゃないけれどね。本家に比べれば。
じゃあ
そう。トエちゃんは1000年前の6月。トエちゃんが本家で私が分家だから彼女が。
Why does she have to marry this guy? They just think there's nobody else to do it, so they gotta be quick and have a kid. Fried chicken, french fries.
翔さん、あ、俺コーラにフランクフルト。なんだよ漬物。おめえらも何でも好きなもん、もっとハゲチーノちゃんじ。俺はよ、このイカれた大騒ぎがうっす。
Mr. Ego. This guy's the closest thing to a Ryukyushi spray. His proportions feel a little weird. And he's an asshole. Go back.
俺たちは高校出たら即結婚だとや。俺は紳士だからよ。それまではフィアンセのミサオはちゃんと守るわけ。
Oh, the gentleman.
いや、どうやったら今時。
ああお前知らねえの。なんかよ、娘が俺に一目惚れしたからお見合いしてくんねえかってよ。
Couldn't they picked anybody else, man? Don't you think they need the child to be able to survive? I don't think this guy's gonna be like a great father.
なあ。
すげえ。
まあ正直会うまでは割と何しろ黒髪家だよ
うち親が不動産屋やってこの辺りで商売やるときは
な。そんなで会ってみたら頭。
どうか亀沼氏。実は娘はあれの母も祖母もトエもおそらくは。
It's interesting. It's almost like they do this a lot. Like it's a self-aware little commentary thing. It's I don't think it's supposed to be meta, but like old school Mitsu guy or whatever, the commentary, the third person commentary or whatever, kind of talked about. That wasn't third person. It was like directly addressing the reader, explaining the mountain, and then he like audibly like responds to something that was like said essentially to the viewer. It's written like it's third person, but then it's not. I don't know if it's just wacky or stylish. Like here he's telling like a flashback, but he's like talking to the viewer in his mind. I don't know what you'd call that. I'm sure some people will call it shitty writing, but I don't know. I think it's interesting. I don't think you're supposed to think about it much. I think it's just supposed to be a light style thing.
「もちろん小殿の大切な人生をお借りするのです。トエが亡くなるまでの間。」
Where do they get all this money anyways? Just because they're passing on the soot curse doesn't magically mean they'd be rich. That's always how it ends up though. There's some whoever has the curse or whatever the family that, you know, runs everything is still magically like in great power and
「もしご承諾いただけるのでした婚礼の件です。そして生まれた
んでこいつは何が何でも後継ぎを産まなきゃならねえんだ。俺は使い切れねえ小遣いで遊びまくり。
I guess he's supposed to be telling them the story. Not us, but there's been scenes where it's like the guy's alone, so.
んで卒業したらこいつの結婚ごっこに付き合ってよ。ガキができるまでやりまくりよ。 何しろガキは向こうが引き取るってんだ。俺には何の
すっげえ。
一目惚れ万々歳だぜ。なあトエ、お前
はい。初めて
マジでそれ一目惚れした将様の唾だぞ。おいしい。
少佐。
あ
Wow, music.
呪いのすすには霊的な人は誰しも程度の差はあるけど、それがなくなるというのは
例に。
そういうことね。私はそ
The
れを
exposition
霊に
art.
証
Hauntings. Whoa, I've been haunted, bros. Daydreams? Are all dreams hauntings? Yeah, man, I didn't expect I'd be getting an explanation for daydreams here. This is required reading if you're a breathing human.
「私もすっそを封じ込めた生贄の末裔、もちろん一般の人たちとは霊障を特に受けやすい思春期には
霊障と
一言で言ってしまえば、我に返ればそれがたちの悪いことにほとんどその時たまたま誰かに肩をぶつけられ我に返ったの。我に返って初めて直前までのそれらが
もし肩をぶつけられていなかったら
Man, I wish this was like... I keep thinking of like better things. Right? Yeah, what if this was more like... somebody going through like some serious like mental fuckery episodes. Like some ultra psychological giga surreal. I mean, it'd be super different then, but I still think the earlier shit I was talking about, with like the romance and all that, this isn't even like that far off of that, but we're going back into generic land here.
考えるのも恐ろしいわね。
Maybe the execution will be better.
実際過去には霊障に惑わされてあれがもし大型トラック死に引きずりほとんどの霊障はまあ成人すれば次第に収まっていくけれどね。彼女たちがはため霊障に苦しむ。
先生の他にまさか
消失した古文書。昔生贄に呪いの負担がかかりすぎて子を産む前に死んで、その時秘術によって
A
生
spell.
贄のすすを5つ子に分けたと伝え、
そのうちの一人の学生が
Quintuplets.
黒髪さんで一人が先生で
残りの3人の
じゃあ
5人の末裔が同じ学校に。私はシャチホコ部を作り少しでも霊視
じゃあ
当時は 貧
I was
血と
gonna
白
say
チュームに悩まされると
extremely separated Giga incest story.
見延さんも布川さんもわけのわからない白チュームで辛い。でも今は少なくとも
霊障は
あるわ。一番効果
Goodwill.
良い行いや
Yeah,
人々
fuck
の
him,
尊
dude.
敬
He's
や
just
感謝を
here.
得ると人は幾ばくかの霊的防御力を得られるの。
He's just a tag along man.
日頃の行い、良い行いをする人は運気に恵まれ、
つまり大昔の人は良い行い
そういうこと。つまりそれはないわ。だから鈴原君には呪いは引き継がれていないわ。
That's only the first. My good deed. If karma existed, we'd be living in a much different world.
もちろんゼロというわけではないだろうけれど、それでも微量の問題
Sometimes horrible people are the winners, man. That doesn't mean you shouldn't do a good deed, you know. But it sure as shit ain't for any kind of hand-me-down karma. What's my good deed today? I haven't really interacted with anyone. Oh, I thought about buying my brother a game. But his birthday was yesterday. I bought him lunch. Thought about buying him Hades 2. But, I mean, I could play it too because we're family links. Wouldn't be a huge deal. We said we wouldn't buy each other anything really, but that's kind of like a small thing since we'd share it. But I don't know. I have the money right now. Yeah, it's over. I gotta write a VN about karma.
ではどうして僕と
私が霊障に苛まれていた時、そんな経験は初めてだったわ。そしてあなたが修行しているという。
The divine tribute style.
鈴原君には霊障を和らげる力があなたたち二人のおかげで、あなたたちが来てから、そしたら鈴原君がやってきてから
それが
信じて
疑いな僕は理由もわからず
But why are they so hot for him because of him? Is the feeling of being cleansed of sweat? Just give people Giga connection. Yeah, they're like, oh, other guy's there and he's, you know, he brings the light, he raises the temp, he's the party guy, he's the mood setter. They mention his name because if they didn't, that'd be fucking odd. The only other man in the game.
先生がおかしなことを言い出した。 PTA
話してください。僕でお役に立てる。
ありがとう。あなたが来てからみんなたまに発作的にそんな時あなたが近くにいてくる。
お安いご用です。
I guess in this particular route, they don't understand the other problem.
そうすることでなら僕には
だとトイちゃんはもっときっとシャチホコ部で。
彼女はほとんどいつもあれは
そうよ、昔はあれ小学校の高学年になっ
This one needs more time with that guy or anything, man. There's not enough like good characters in this that you're looking for anything that's a break from the exposition dumps or the romance angles. I mean, I wouldn't be like salivating for our dude to show back up, but... And I mean, keeping it like tonally the same the whole time, I guess isn't the worst thing if it's short enough, but... Yeah. This is a very generic premise right now.
先生、
So I'm curious what they'll do
彼
with
女が
it.
いつも抱いているあの人形は何ですか？
Will our guy show up and help?
今となっては
あれは1000年前。人形は古来から人間言うならば不幸だから、古い人形にはたくさん人形供養というのはそういう人形に染みついた不幸を払う。
つまり黒髪さんのあの人形は自分の霊障を和らげる。
I don't think he's deconstructing anything. I mean, I guess he did with mystery shit. It was sort of the goal in a way with Umineko. Not like he wouldn't do it again, but I don't think so, man. This is way too much of like an in-your-face setup and explanation. It's just not cohesive or focused enough if it's trying to be some kind of like or gimmick deconstruction. I mean, I guess maybe you'd want it to be more than that, but
そう学校の子たち
it feels more just like a classic setup for romance, but he just threw some horror on it. Like a generic mountain god curse from a millennium ago.
実際は逆。彼女本来は一つの人形で7トエちゃんの代になってから引きもかなり悪くなってる。
このまさか
そう黒髪家の生贄たちを慰め、
これが
一般から受け付けた人形供養はお焚き上げするから、ここに現存するものはすべて
先生が僕にできることがある。
すすありがとう。鈴原くんさえ鈴原流親善武術、そのメカニズムが解明できれば。
黒髪さんを救う手が。
そうね。もし親善、私鈴原流に入門、親善部鈴原くんを。
Yeah. I don't know about that.
今日はありがとう。
いいえ。そして
その方法。
はい、社長コブには僕がいればみんな。
ええ。
The hauntings.
誰かがひどい霊障に倒れた時には
Such a spooky atmosphere. Like they've even explained the spookiness out completely, right? It's just like you're like supposed to feel sympathy for the dude too. So all that's left is just what kind of hauntings even happen, right? I mean, look, maybe he didn't care about it being effective horror. Maybe it's just this story and it happens to have some fucked up horror elements, but yeah. I definitely think the horror is going to be disappearing even more than it already has.
もちろんです。
黒髪さん、あまりに体調が悪す。それから
霊障をや。
それでも霊障でぼんやりし。
その時は
ええ、万が一
もし
彼女以外の誰にも想像もできないくらいの
Wow.
恐ろしい。
Foreshadowing? Back to the karaoke bar? Yeah.
お前あのさ、お前がいっつも抱いてるつうかさ、俺のこと一目惚れとか言い名付けとか俺の言うこと、その人形連れて
それは
ああ
Expert, yeah. And that he uses it very obviously.
てめえが突 俺に捨てられたらてめえ仕方かよ。だって
返して。
うわっ姫こいつの人形超
翔さん、
Maybe they should have just like strapped the doll to her, man. Just like walk around with it. And she's super weak, like, yeah, you're probably gonna drop it, man.
大丈夫っすかこいつたまに意識と
感謝する。千年にお前はそれにしても黒髪め、この時世すすの一粒も持たぬ男など
No
よ
sweat.
くも見つけたもの
It's just spread that much.
だが最高の生臭い。人の子らはゲスならば角を立派な角
Yeah, I can't say I feel too bad for him.
敬意の眼差しも悪くはないが、やはりイフ
Has this deer just been corrupted over time? I gotta say, the antler shit's corny as hell, man. Whoa. Antlers. Like a fucking MMO microtransaction just fucking popped on her head.
ひれ伏せ。
お待たせしました。失礼。
死ぬわけではないのじゃ。呪いをすべて。
Are the humans gonna do the most horrible thing and have the outsider girl do it? Or is she gonna volunteer? Our guy's gonna bang her? Take your pick. You know it's her or him.
そんなの絶対にこ
もちろん村を救う。 すす封じの儀式は明日の何としてもどうしても
儀式のやり方、別にあずさみ子がおらんでも。
おお、そうじゃ。儀式をするのに
No,
あのあず
I
さみ子
can't
が必
believe
要
it. The evil of humans.
それでよいな、皆の。
Yeah, not the mayor. Not Oldsman McGee. He was such a swell guy when he slaughtered all the deer. Maybe Granny could have said something like, "You need to run now, they'll kill you." Instead of, "Pack your things tonight." I mean, she still pretty much said it anyways. She's whatever her name is just super dumb and didn't, I guess, understand what she meant. Dude, I'd run with this guy, man. I mean, this fucking place is over. He doesn't need to stay. This chick's super stupid, dude. Didn't think this was possible. Why would it be me?
隠れて夜を待つつもりに。
何としてもあのあずさみ子を捕らえるのじゃ。今日中に捕らえ、明朝の儀式の生贄とせねば。
Why did the old lady even give them this? Is she stupid? Oh, I'm dying. My granddaughter, friend, whatever you are. Here, take this fucking black art spell that, you know, and I'm sure these really shitty people will totally not sacrifice the one person that they could easily sacrifice with no major loss to their society. I mean, she did tell them to run, tell her to run, but like, I mean, Jesus. That would have been the first thing I told her, and then I would have given them the paper. Yeah, I don't really get it. Feels very like forced. I mean, you could just like brush it away by saying, "Oh, she was dying out of her mind" or something. I don't know. Or, you know, it would save them, but they'd have to make a sacrifice, I guess. I mean, if you thought that this chick would just get away in time, it's like, dude, you gave them a time limit. He's gonna be the most obvious pick by far. And someone as experienced as her should know that. What a dumbass, man. She pretty much fucking gave this chick a death sentence. That's a joke. Of course, man. Extra. Gotta make it extra. For your Kishi, man. Break your arms if you have to.
ここいらには
今や
おい
アホ言ったようだね。今のうちに行こう。峠の生贄の儀式だからそれまでに目を潜めていや。
でも
どうしても生贄が見つからないならその時は。
そんな、これは彼らの。それに最初から反対していた陸奥。
生贄になったって。
本来は村全死には至らなくとも。
でも誰かが引き受けなくちゃならない。
Of course, he's just that good. These people are horrible. Brother, I've seen people renounce their family for less, man. Alright. Get the fuck out of there, man. I'd be heading for the hills, man. Are you kidding me? My family's like, hey, I'm gonna go sacrifice this girl and break her legs, and go hunt down this god's like deer, I'd be like, whew, something happened, man. I mean, I know they said, Ryukishi writes it like, you know, they just can't go anywhere, but it's like, come on, man. And of course, don't worry, they don't. They're usually such good dogs. Alright.
Oi! まずい
And then they sat there and started talking. They're really good people.
君は振り返らないで 血迷ったのはロケ神様のお山を犯しのみならず叶うな行かせないぞ走れ
Of course she did. Whoops. She's a god at playing that one game, but she can't run for shit. You really gotta have the twisted ankle, dude. Come on, man. It required a giant metal cauldron. They just had one around. Oh, it was a giant bell. But it doesn't. Don't worry, they have kind hearts. Dude, he's gonna force her anyways. Why even make it so she's like willing? He's got the evil smirk. Rikishi at his most annoying, dude. We get none of the good stuff, but we got all of the overkill, exaggerated traits, man. It's just a super evil guy. Oh, but he's actually kind at heart. I'm gonna pardon him. Doing the right thing, brother. You're so nice.
わかります。秘術のですから。
The sacrifice. Tradition. Don't worry, their hearts are pure. Fucking Rikishi, they were salivating with their tongues hanging out of their mouth. She sacrificed herself. The bell. She get any food? Or is it just sensory deprivation for 3 days? Man, you better hope your hair doesn't get clipped by that thing. You won't be able to move.
Yosh.
待てー今助けるゾッケ
取り押さえろ殺しても構わぬ
Kill him if you have to.
何をもせせだめ
Smack. Nice punch.
何をぼムツを殺せ
せせ
ムツ次に姿を見せる
He's
時
such a
は
kind man.
どこへとも失せてのだ 良いかこの女子にもしこの
ムツな光るして二人して死
それだけはそれに突然我牢を作るのじゃそこにこやつを閉じ込めておけ
What was that old lady thinking, dude? I mean, these guys were greedy. They had a reason. It was bad. But they had a reason. Was she just trying to... I guess she was trying to help them? She was just like extra stupid, though.
「人にすすだきの秘術だが」いいだろうこの女子に子を産ませだがそな
Everybody's got soot in them. Even you, viewer. You've been sooted for the sins of your ancestors. You've been filled with sticky, hot soot, as they said earlier. You've been filled to the brim. Oh no, they just said it's back. My soot. Original sin. Was that the original sin? Felt like it's kind of the last straw sin, but.
すすだきの生贄の子にはその両すなわち生贄と夫婦になやがて膨れ上がった棒だ。その時こそが我こそは六神彦のしばしのしかしこれより幾百そして山はうめき大地はそれでこそ兄上様たちの悲しみを癒せるというもの。
How benevolent.
兄上様かな。しばし次に我が目覚めるとき。
遅くなって。
Too late. Look, man. Maybe she should have listened a little harder. And maybe Grandma should have actually done something. And maybe they shouldn't have chatted at the bottom of the mountain while everybody's looking for them. Well, I can't blame my guy too much, man. Maybe he shouldn't have gone hunting, but I mean, that was already over. Well, my dude broke his fucking arm trying to... After he knocked like 10 dudes out. I don't think he was too late. What is he up to? I mean, he did everything he could, man. He tripped on a fucking root, dude. Yeah, Grandma's the big one at fault. You know, there's all sorts of little things that if they went better might have been alright, but that was just a moment of insane stupidity. She was of sound mind enough to like let them know about everything, but
私のために。
君のためならさあ。
はい。
sure this will just go perfectly well.
大丈夫。
目がくらん。
かわいそうに。
もう。
Maybe my man could have planned a little harder. Holy shit. Don't worry, these people are kind at heart. Oh, she's just having nightmares. They said they never saw Mutsu again. I mean, that doesn't mean he wouldn't show up. Maybe he just never comes back. He does. Goes out a few times in the present day.
識がある時の方。
こんな女。
その心生贄は短命だから。
Of course. How could people forget about the curse, man? Man, what was Grandma thinking, dude? She was damning somebody for some serious shit, man.
腹の中で巨大な石がおそらく
このあざのく恐ろしいや。それはその腹の子出産まであと2月。
古文書で過去の生贄と呪いのすすは世代を重ねるごとに増えるのでしょうな。
このまま赤子を産んでもこやつとてこう下手をすれば次そのようなことがあれば。見つけたぞ。
I guess Grandma just didn't expect to die at that point. Because she ripped out one page, right? And then, like, the rest of the book's just there.
汚れた赤子を身ごもった時、その汚れを薄める腹の中の胎児を増やし、それぞれに汚れを分けることで薄めること。
More fetuses in the womb. The humans are still evil music.
なんと生贄の数を増やすことにこの術でこやつの腹の
All of a sudden, her stomach grew to 4 times the size, and she just lived through it. The hubris. Just twins. I'm going to put in the cheats twice, 3 times maybe even. What a base plan, dude. The greed of humans is still ripe. I thought, isn't this a month early, they said? Or maybe he waited like 2 months or whatever. Is that why they all have the hots for him? Because they're all reincarnations slightly of the same chick. You can teach. But one's the prime child. The quintuplet spell has been lost. My god. Like, this quintuplet spell feels like an asshole just to have more people be a part of this story, man. Yeah. A convenient spell that gives us enough fucking people for a harem, and then a convenient fire that makes you lose the fucking tome. The only person without soot. The worst person you've ever met. In a long time, bro. That's not even these people's problem. True.
見つけたいです。先生には僕も。
今日は長い話。
本音は。
そうよ、先生、ちょっと。
いえ。も。では。
また学校で。
鈴。
千年遅いのこのこと。
僕が必ず理由はわからない。
千年盆栽に拳を砕いてなきだが千年を経てその最後にすすの村の血を最も強く受け継ぐお前のすす。そして
君が
わかるのか。
君が呪い。でもそれは
承知している。だからこそこの娘お前に抱かれながら
それが。でも黒髪さんはまだ。
なぜ
彼女は僕との再会が。彼女はもちろん彼女が強いられた理不尽な運命を。でもそれを決める。
この千年お前はやはり特別だ。
You are truly special, MC Coon.
噛み合うだけの資格。
You're the best. You're the guy. The dude.
君にはこの地を。だけれど彼女の気持ちを。
不思議なお前は我のどのような人の子ごとき。我は6000年の眠り。
まだだ。それは
鈴の目の
終わってない。そうでな。彼女の1000年の苦しみとか。
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. There's a million ways she could have just killed herself, but I don't know if he was gonna write that off or not talk about it, but it's supposed to be her willpower.
それを耐えて生きてき。どう決着するか。それをお前が奪ったら彼女の1000年。
さえずるな。時はお前はただこの娘のさえずらずただ
君の運命じゃ。僕と君があることが運命ならば決めるのは彼女だ。
何のお前の意志の強さだがだがお前の1000年を経て木が熟。お前には講じる資格。この娘のための義憤を拳。無駄を知ること。人の子は無駄を思い知ることなくお前に。
覇者検証すす原流親善武術いざ。
お前の哀れなお前の1000年はしかなぜ涙を。お前たちは我が運命の中で1000年ぶりの再会を噛みしめ合うがよい。
It's alright. That's something. No, I'm not mute. I just didn't say anything.
人にどもよ、刮目する今こそこの地は
Yeah, the best. Riku, she's weird. We're getting another ending here. Be a good point to stop. Judgment. Dude. Tens of thousands of innocents. Thanks, dear. The original Suzu Mitsu combo. Tried again, but got fucked. Traveled the land, learning shit. Maybe I should have stole that book. Yeah.
この拳があの時もっとあの金をなぜあの最初で最後の唯一
そなたの深き嘆き我こそは六神彦の御事な
The brother? Is that what's gonna happen? The brother's gonna be like, whoa. You need to ease off the curses at the end of this to his sister or whatever. Let's go to Chuck E. Cheese's or something.
そなたはどうか人のこの拳でなれば聞け今日よりその拳を何者にも負けそれを積み重ね子に引き継ぎ我に報じ続けよ千年をそなたの千年後の祭り
千年千年でたったのありがたや千年の精進この蜜必ずや捧げてみせますそして必ず 我が血を引きし者の拳にて。
A local community magazine. Did it just restart again without the OP? Once Godo's here, we'll probably get started on Trade Odyssey. So the final stopping point. Chapter's not done yet. Close. Yeah, but I'm done.
Aja Kensho 邪悪を打ち破りて
進む。
ありがとう。もらうよ。
Lost the plot, man. He's gotta find his conviction.
読んだよ。進むも。
ごつって感じかな。
でも
カイソがお寺の鐘を打って修行したとつってカイソが絶命するとき以来鈴原流では盆栽を割れそれを試すために毎年お寺の
それお寺の人にしろ。
それもそうだ
How
ね。
bored are we? I don't know if I would say super bored. I mean, I don't think I'm impressed. We got the classic Curse of the Mountain Gods after the humans became super greedy, and then they take the innocent girl who was visiting them, the priestess, and put the curse in her and do all sorts of horrible shit to her, passed down for 1,000 years, and the classic, you know. And then our guy, back in the day, couldn't save her, so he spoke to God and dedicated 1,000 years of his ancestors to honing his fist and power so that he could break the bell that she was trapped in. You know, essentially breaking the curse. We've also had the god who was angry, which is just one of the last of the golden deer who got killed, speaking through the black-haired girl. He's salty and all that.
僕は必ず割ってみせる。
Whoa. He's good. Wow, the OP again. OP plays 5 times so far. Will it change? Probably not. Who cares? Alright. Well, we got a huge. That was the exposition dump chapter. How much is left? The game. I feel like they're kind of setting up for the final chunk, but I mean, we people usually say this is like 18 plus hours long. Which would mean we're like halfway. Unless they really gets wordy as we go, or they start getting into some bullshit. Where every girl's gotta get some fucking scene. How you feeling, Goto? Doing etching tonight, or feel like shit? Fucking your wife. I don't have a wife, bro. The hell? He's the NTR maker. Oh god, the achievements. If you look at the achievements, there's one for every girl. This truly is the worst timeline. Is this where now it gets really boring? Find out. Alright, guys. Goto seems to be full of vigor and energy. So I'm gonna go ahead and get another cup of Joe or something. We're gonna swap over to finishing Veteran Odyssey's core story. Not the end of it, but the post game we will begin after that. And we'll see how I handle post game. It's usually a pretty big jump in difficulty. And, you know, the super boss, depending on the game, is a whole lot of preparation. If I'm not feeling either, maybe we'll knock the difficulty down. Maybe we'll just watch the boss and do the rest on expert. We'll see. We have Silent Hill to get to and all that. So. Anywho's back in like 10-20 minutes.